Yeah, hello everyone, Irvin Rex here, and welcome back to another video. So today we're doing another top 10 places to visit reaction, and this time it's gonna be Greece. Greece is on my bucket list of countries I want to go to. The two places I really want to go to are Santorini and Athens. Cause it's just so both for the visual beauty and also for the history. Cause if you're not familiar with my channel, I love history, especially European history. Anyway, let's get to it, shall we? Okay, so this is a video by Ryan Shirley. Like and 3, 2, 1, and go.
What's up, guys? My name is Ryan, and I spent the last few summers exploring the wonderful country of Greece, and I want to show you my favorite places. So here's my Greece top 10. Greece has to be one of my all-time favorite countries. It's home to the world's most beautiful beaches, the clearest water you've ever seen, massive mountains, and such a rich history. I've been to Greece over 3 times now, and I just can't get enough of this country. So let's start this video off in the iconic island of Santorini. This has to be one of Greece's most popular islands. I went there about 2 summers ago, and I have to say it lived up to its hype. Now to get there, you can take a ferry from Athens, or you can fly there from most European cities. One of my favorite places on the island is called Red Beach. It's this beautiful beach with incredible red cliffs.
Yeah, I heard, but I heard and a lot of people swim there. Even though I heard I heard there's a lot of dangerous signs there. Caution: falling rocks may crush your head and whatnot. So yeah, I would not want to be one of those people. I would definitely take a picture of the beach, but I wouldn't go on the beach. You know, I'd take a picture of it from a distance and go kayaking. I love kayaking.
Crystal blue water and a black sand beach. When we got there, we hiked above the beach to get a good vantage point of the whole area. There's a nice walking trail that'll take you down to the beach. It's a great place to sunbathe and enjoy the beauty of the Mediterranean. One of the most famous places.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The view is beautiful, but it's a shame that the sand isn't pure white, because don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. It's just the red sand that doesn't really pique my fancy.
Places on Santorini is the town called Aia. When you think of Santorini, this is it. Whitewashed houses and blue dome roofs and just absolutely insane views. When we went, we woke up early because we wanted to get there for sunrise. It was 100% worth it because it was one of the most incredible sunrises I've ever had in my life. We got there right when the sun was coming over the ridges. So
yeah, I really love the traditional architecture with the white. It just screams ancient Greece, you know. And fun fact, the pure white paint is actually is actually more modern than a 20th century thing. Cause for most of the history, the buildings were the same color as the landscape to help camouflage it from pirates and attackers. So yeah, it's not until like the 20th century that they start painting the buildings white.
Perfect timing. We had an amazing time exploring the city. I still can't get over how beautiful the colors were there. If you plan to go there, I'd suggest the earlier the better, because later in the day it's going to get super crowded and packed. Aia was worth the hype, and it's a place I'd recommend all to see at least once in their life. Another town on
Yeah, for me, I know this. I watch a lot of vlogging, tourist vlogs, and I know if you want to avoid the crowds, don't go in the summer. Best place spring or fall. If I had the money and the time, I'd go to Greece in either fall or winter, one of the two.
Santorini is called Thera. It's this town that is built on the rim of a volcano. I mean, I just couldn't get over how beautiful this place looked. Just so stunning. So after Santorini, we're gonna head over to my favorite island in the world, Zakynthos, Greece. It's one of the most epic locations I've ever been. It has 1,000-foot white cliffs, the bluest water you've ever seen, and the island is so green. To get to Zakynthos, I'd recommend flying there. One of the most iconic places on Zakynthos is the Shipwreck Beach. The story goes about in the 1980s, a cargo boat from Turkey was carrying illegal cigarettes and contraband, and the Greece Navy chased it into this cove and it ended up crashing, and then the sand over time built up around it, and it's made one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. So if you're in Zakynthos, you obviously need to go to this beach.
This guy, Ryan, he's got way more balls than I ever could in my lifetime. I'm scared of a lot of things, especially spiders and insects. If you're familiar with me and my channel, but I would not have the balls to go jumping, even if I know it's safe, and even though I know how to swim. I'm a pretty good swimmer too, but still, I rather not. I would not.
What you can do is you can either take a little boat from the main town of Zakynthos, or you can go to a little port such as Porto Veromi. This is what I did, and pay about $20 and they'll take you to the beach. The boat ride there is absolutely phenomenal. You're going to be mind blown when you see these cliffs. So you get there on the beach. When I was there, it was fairly crowded, but it was just so mind blowing. These cliff walls are just incredible. Water is so freaking blue. And then you can also climb up on the ship. Be careful, don't want to get tetanus with all that rust, but it's just a really cool experience. You can also get on top of the cliffs. You can just drive there. There's a little parking lot, and you can...
Yeah, I am not going anywhere near a ledge unless there's safety or hand railings. If I were to go near a cliff or an edge, I would probably be crawling on the ground, lie flat on the ground and slowly crawl over there. Call me a wimp if you want, a coward if you want, but hey, don't lie if you say, I could totally stand next to a cliff without those safety railings and not feel a thing. Let's be real here, many of us are cowards.
Hike around the area, hike along the cliffs, get some cool pictures. Just be super careful. A lot of people fall off these ledges because they're being stupid, like me, taking pictures on the ledge or just not paying attention when they're doing a selfie.
So why use Grammarly over ChatGPT? Well, Grammarly offers expert writing suggestions.
Shipwreck Beach.
I love a good selfie as much as anyone, but like I said, no way in hell are you making me stand next to that.
Also looks incredible during sunset. I went there and I was just amazed by how blue the water was. It's such an amazing place. While we are still on Zakynthos, we're going to head over to the southern side to visit the small island of Marathonisi. So while we were in Greece, they wouldn't let us rent a car because we didn't have an international driver's license, but they let us rent a boat and we're able to drive out to this little island called Marathonisi. And it was just absolutely gorgeous. The water is so blue and it's just so vibrant. We found a little beach where we were able to dock the boat, hang out for a bit. After we hung out around the island, we went around the coast.
As beautiful as all this is, I've already been to beaches every now and then, and yes, not all beaches are the same, but I want to see the historical landmarks, and as great as this video is, I wish Ryan would skip all the tourist traps and, I want the history, okay? That's just what I like.
We found this really secluded cove with 1,000-foot walls, and we were able to just fly the drones around there. I sadly crashed my drone there, fell in the water, but we were able to jump around, swim in the water, and have a good time. This was one of my favorite travel activities I've ever done. If you ever are in Zakynthos, I couldn't recommend renting a boat and going to Marathonisi and exploring the coast. Such a wonderful experience. Alright, so after Zakynthos, we're head over to the island that's right above it, and it's called Kefalonia. Now to get to Kefalonia, you can take a ferry, or you can also fly there. So Kefalonia, it looks a lot like Zakynthos, with its white cliffs and green vegetation. One place that Kefalonia is famous for is Myrto Beach, and it's just this massive 1.5 mile long white sand beach that has been voted Greece's best beach many times, and it's also known as one of the world's most beautiful beaches. Another popular place on Kefalonia is the Melisani Cave. So it's a short 24-minute drive from Myrto Beach, and it costs about €7 to get in. It's such a beautiful underground lake with crystal clear water and definitely a place you need to visit. Alright, so after Kefalonia, we're gonna head over to the beautiful island of Milos.
I visited not an underground cave once, but a lagoon. Where the only way you can get to it is either by climbing, going through this pathway inland, or by going for a kayak. There's a little archway that's just big enough for you to row in, but every now and then the tide will rise up, so you have to wait. There's a ladder, so yeah. I went to back. It was in Palawan, southern Philippines. So yeah. I was like a little kid, maybe 10 years old. I was kayaking with my mom. And while we were about to pass through the little archway, she decided to take some pictures, and because of that, we almost hit our heads on the archway. And so I just kept shouting at her. So yeah, fortunately we didn't. She put the phone down, and we were able to go through safely because it was also quite wavy.
Now this is one of the places that I haven't been yet, and I want to go there so freaking bad. I mean, I just can't get over how gorgeous this island is. Special thanks to my friend Singular Pulse for letting me use his footage. I'll leave a link in the description to his Milo video. So to get to Milos, you can take a 5-hour ferry from Athens. Now one of the coolest places on the island is the Kleftiko Caves. You'll have to take a boat to get there. You can rent one, or you can also just jump on one of the tour boats. Now the Kleftiko Caves are these just gorgeous white rocks that jet out of the ocean.
Yeah, I'm not that rich, so so if I were to do that, I'm definitely just go on the tour boat.
The water is just so freaking clear there. It's perfect for snorkeling. When I imagine Greece, this is what I think of. It's just such a stunning place. Another really cool spot on Milos is the Sarakaniko beach. It's this really unique beach that's made out of lava that has been bleached by the sun and ocean. There's a nice little sandy beach there, and there's also a great little swimming hole open to the ocean. One reason I really want to go there is they have some awesome cliff jumping. Alright, another really cool spot on the island is the Sigurado beach. Hope I said that right. Anyways, it's this small beach that's only accessible by taking 2 ladders down. It's this really cool and secluded.
Nope. You are not making me climb that down.
Spot where you can enjoy the Greek sun and Mediterranean Sea. Even though I haven't been here, Milos looks like one of the most beautiful Greek islands. Looking at this footage makes me want to go buy a plane ticket and go there now. Hopefully, I can make it there this summer. After Milos, we're gonna head over to the city of Athens. It's the capital and largest city in Greece, and it's one of the world's oldest cities.
Yes, the birthplace of democracy. A democracy until it fell,
I have to say that Athens is one of my favorite cities in Europe. I mean, it's just such a wild place, and there's so much history there. It's fairly
Yeah, it's a shame the Bauhaus, that Bauhaus modernist style architecture, doesn't make it really look pretty. I'm sure it's a nice city, but I just love traditional architecture. The only modernist architecture I'm really fond of is Art Nouveau and Art Deco. So yeah.
Cheap, and they have great food there. One of my favorite places in Athens is the Acropolis. It's where
That's where I want to go to. Fun fact about the Acropolis. Oh wait, no. That's the other temple, and the necropolis for Athena. I think, or was this the one for Athena? I don't remember. I know there were 2 temples that were similar. One was for Athena, and one was for Zeus. One was for Zeus, but if this the temple for Zeus, it held one of the 7 ancient wonders of the world. Basically, it was a large a large statue, a two-story tall statue of Zeus sitting on a throne with gold ornaments and whatnot. And yeah, over time, obviously, it eroded. That's just how ruins are.
Parthenon is located, and you're going to get amazing views of all of Athens. Now, it's a little expensive to get in, costs about 20 euros, but I definitely say it's worth it. It's a once in a lifetime experience. So when I was there, I was able to get some of my favorite time lapses over this city. There's just an endless sea of white buildings. It's just so cool. If you do go
Daming ganap! Bigat ng feeling! Mag-Bear Brand Sterilize. Tulong para feel malinis, feel matibay.
Smooth hair na walang sabit? With Palm Olive Naturals, kaya yan with a finger comb.
go to Greece, I definitely recommend exploring Athens for at least a day or two. Such a unique city. Alright, so after Athens, we're gonna go hit the slopes and go skiing. Now, while Greece is famous for its islands and beaches, it has some absolutely amazing mountains. Greece is the third most mountainous country in Europe, with over 80% of its landmass being mountainous. So Greece does have some great ski resorts to enjoy the mountains. If you want to go test out some skiing, you can head over to the Mainland Ski Center.
Fun fact: last year, back when my family and I were in Japan, we were supposed to go to a ski resort. Actually, we did went to a ski resort. Unfortunately, it was closed because all the artificial snow hasn't been made yet because it's all melted. So yeah.
So it's the closest ski resort from Athens with only a 2-hour drive. It offers 8 ski runs and 4 lifts. The views from the resorts are outstanding. According to legend, Mount Mainland is home to Panos, which is the half-human, half-goat god. The ski resort is one of the oldest in Greece, and it only costs about 14 euro to go skiing there, so that's actually quite affordable. Who would have thought that Greece had such great ski resorts? After hitting the slopes, we're going to head down south to visit the Demetrios shipwreck. So it's about a 3-hour drive from Athens, and the shipwreck reminds me a lot of Navigio Beach in Zakynthos, except it's not surrounded by massive cliffs and it's not nearly as crowded. So the origin of the ship is a mystery, but it's believed that the ship's captain docked the ship at the nearby port due to a medical emergency, and I guess the ship had like some financial issues and damage, and it was declared unsafe, so it was set adrift and crashed at the Selenica Beach in 1981. Crazy little story. Anyways, it's a cool little beach. You can just enjoy the water, go paddleboarding, and also check out this really cool shipwreck. Alright, so after the shipwreck, we're head over to Meteora. Meteora is another one of my favorite places in Greece. So me and my brother, we went here about 2 years ago. We made the 4-hour drive from Athens to Kalabaka, which is the city right before Meteora. I was just absolutely stunned by these massive rocks that came out of nowhere. So what Meteora is famous for is that they have these monasteries that are built upon these rocks. They were built in the 15th and 16th centuries. When you see these rocks, you just can't believe how people built them. You can go into the monasteries for a few euros. When me and my brother were there, we got lucky with foggy conditions that made the whole place feel like a fairy tale.
I don't know if there's a saying, there's a fine line between bravery, stupidity, and suicidal. Suicidal, and these people who are like these two, who always do stuff like this, make it really hard to differentiate the free words.
We had a good time running around the rocks and taking in the beautiful scenery. It was such a magical place. Alright, so after Meteora, we're going to head over to our final destination, Mount Olympus, otherwise known as the mythical mountain of the gods. So this may be the most epic location in Greece at 9.
Yeah, not only does it look great, it also has great historic and mythological value to Greece, because over at the ancient Greek city of Olympus, or I forgot the name. If it is Olympus, then good on me. So basically, back in ancient Greece, all these they were constantly at war with each other. Greek. To be Greek, obviously nationality back then wasn't like nationality in the modern term. Back then, people were more loyal to their city states than they were to like the geographical sense. As these people, Kiara, as these people were only united in maybe culture and language, but politically speaking, they were always at war with each other, trying to, invade each other and whatnot. But once a year, all the citizens of all these Greek city-states would gather for the ancient Greek Greek Olympics at the foot of Mount Olympus in the city of Olympus. In honor of the gods, and just the one time of the year where all these ancient Greek city-states were at peace with each other and united. And unlike the modern Olympics, all the athletes played naked, bare naked, no underwear. Anyway, let's continue.
2,570 feet high, it is Greece's highest mountain. According to Greek mythology, this is where Zeus and other Greek gods resided. When I was in Greece about 2 years ago, I was gonna hike this mountain, but due to some rental car complications, I wasn't able to make it. I was super bummed I couldn't hike, but I'm climbing to go climb it, hopefully this summer. So to hike Mount Olympus, it's recommended that you get a guide because it is quite dangerous and also a little confusing. Usually it takes people about 2 days to do it. To start the journey, you'll make the 5-hour drive from Athens and you go to this little town called Brionia, and there's a parking lot, and this is where you can start the hike. You'll take a 3-mile hike to the first refuge called Spilios Agapitos. Now if you want to spend the night there, you can sleep there for $15 and also get food there. Now after the refuge, the hike gets more difficult. You'll make the trek to Scala Peak, and after you'll make a 600.
I'm not really a big fan of hiking. Personally, I hate it. Because for me, I want to go to these historic sites, like these historic landmarks and buildings. And as cool and as beautiful as this video is, I don't dislike it. I just wish Ryan would be more of a history buff like me and show these amazing sites. And sure, all this stuff he's already all these places he's shown us is amazing, but you get what I'm trying to say, It's like going to Paris. Think of it as going to Paris, but you don't get. All you're going to do is see the Eiffel Tower, and that's it. You're not going to see the Arc of Triumph. You're not going to see the Louvre museum / art gallery. It's just a waste. It really is a waste.
Meter scramble to Metika's Peak, and this is the highest peak of Mount Olympus, and it's also known as Zeus's throne. So it's about a 9-kilometer hike one way to the peak with an elevation gain of 1,800 meters. People say it takes about 6 hours to do, so I definitely recommend doing your research before doing this hike and look into getting a guide. Hopefully I can do it this summer and make a video about it. Anyways, that is it for my Greece top 10. I love this country so much, and I hope you all can visit. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and let me know where your favorite place is in Greece. You can find me on Instagram at shirley.films. It's Ryan, and we will see you later.
Okay, that's about it. One thing I liked it, but you already know my opinion on this video, so I'm not gonna explain anymore. Comment down below out of all the places Ryan just shared with us, which one is your favorite. Mine is either Santorini or Athens. Comment. If you like this video, hit the like, subscribe, check out my Facebook page and the OG end video down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.